Hello everyone, this is Laura from Astropositive and welcome to this astrological monthly forecast for the month of January 2026. Here we are at the beginning of the new year and this has all holding our breath. What can we expect? For many of us it has been a rough ride, the end of 2025. Ever since last spring actually, when Saturn and Neptune came first into orb of a conjunction. Difficult challenges have been thrown our way. So let's confess it. And we might have felt like we were put through the ringer. Many of us were called to make a sacrifice of some sort with both these planets in Pisces. In many respects, it felt like a test of faith. We were asked to basically to hold on to a dream, to a goal, in spite of the challenges. And here we are now, almost on the other side. Ever since the last new moon in Sagittarius, we were able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. In Sagittarius season, we formed a new vision for the future that we take pains now to bring into reality with the Capricorn season. Let's see how all this develops in January, because there is so much to tell. And actually, I'm very excited to be able to tell you about it. At the beginning of the month, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and Juno actually are all in Capricorn. Mercury has just come over from Sagittarius on the 1st of January. We have this stellium in Capricorn that is putting tremendous stress accent on this cardinal earth sign. Here it is all about progress at a slow, steady pace, but on a sure footing. We know where we want to go, and we also know how to get there. This is certainly not a time for being lackadaisical and half-hearted in our approach to things. Capricorn is as clear-headed, persistent, and driven as can be. So no more complaining, we have some work to do. Capricorn is an earth sign, so it is motivated by material success. It is also a cardinal sign, meaning it is able to take the initiative and shape its own reality, not letting itself be easily influenced. With the Sun there, the willpower and the conscious drive are oriented toward getting ahead in life. With Mercury in Capricorn, the mind is crystal clear and focused on goals and ambitions. So this should be a great time to study, especially such disciplines as science, maths, physics, engineering, with their clear-cut formulas and laws. Capricorn enjoys those so much. With Mars in Capricorn, we manifest discipline and strategy in our actions. Mars, as we know, is exalted in this sign, so our actions are efficient and impactful. With Venus there, on the other hand, our affections are stable, real, based on a realistic assessment of the situation. So it's not wildly romantic, but steady and solid. As Venus also stands for gratifications of all kinds, other than romantic also, we might see advancement in our careers, or maybe a financial windfall. This is an earth sign after all, so something material should manifest. With Juno here also, commitments made now are rock solid. They are bound to withstand the test of time, if perhaps a little on the coldish side. We might commit based more on a calculated profit for ourselves rather than out of impulse, which is obviously a good thing to do, especially in business partnerships. At the very beginning of the month, Capricorn planets make a sextile to the North Node. This is at the very, very beginning, very first days. That means basically we are on the right track, and we know it. We get along just fine with people around us, we enjoy their company, we socialize. The first week of January, afterwards, the Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus are all out of bounds. So they are marching to the beat of a different drummer. Out-of-bounds planets are reaching declinations that are a bit extreme, that the Sun never gets into. And therefore they behave a bit like naughty kids, in an erratic way. We might see a show of extremes in the first 3-4 days of January. We might act a bit out of character, perhaps. Our mood might fluctuate a lot with the Moon out of bounds. We will have a hard time keeping our emotions in check. Acting on impulse is also a risk right now with Mars out of bounds, and especially love impulse, because Venus is also in the same condition. So mating instincts are very present, and we feel the urge to choose a partner. Luckily, both planets are in Capricorn, so we don't lose sight of what is truly good for us when choosing. Venus is the first to toe the line again, then Mars, and Mercury is the last to stay out of bounds the longest. So maybe far-fetched ideas will still come up here and there for the first week of January. Afterwards, planets in Capricorn have a smooth sail through the sign, with no aspect perturbing their progress, except for oppositions to Jupiter towards the 10th of January or so, which is closely followed afterwards by the square to Chiron. Jupiter makes everything bigger, more intense. It's like we see life in technicolor. The Jupiter opposition should feel like we are truly alive. Our spirits are high, the opportunities seem endless, the horizons are wide open. We will be prone to exaggerations in all respects, so watch out for a tendency to go over the top. Granted, this is not very likely to be a problem while in Capricorn. The problem comes afterwards through the square to Chiron, on the heels of the Jupiter opposition. As I said before, this can be a crisis of faith, this square between Jupiter and Chiron. This can be a crisis of confidence in ourselves or in spiritual ideas that have supported us in the past and that maybe we have outgrown. Maybe they are not valid for us anymore. Our beliefs might be tested at this time. With Jupiter, we want to reach for the rainbow, but Chiron painfully reminds us of our limits. We won't be happy about it, obviously, so we might feel quite irritable and at this time with the Sun, so quite shy also, and unsure of our capacity to be lovable with Venus, and also quite prone to anger and mistrust with Mars square Chiron. Nonetheless, this is only a matter of days. This is the good news. It's a few days that won't mar the bigger picture. Things should simply follow their course afterwards, until the middle of the month, that is, give or take. That is until these inner planets, reach the last 5 degrees or so of Capricorn, where they in turn will form a sextile to Saturn and Neptune, and also a trine to Uranus. Even this is a harmonious aspect, the sextile, but one that needs a little effort on our part to make the most of its potential. The sextile to Saturn reinforces the stable quality of this time. We are disciplined, we are regular in our habits, we feel like we have all resources well in hand. A serious mindset is pervading all actions, and we take comfort in the predictability of it all. Roughly 2 days afterwards, there's an element of longing that insinuates itself in this all too tame a picture. Imagination is excited, and we feel softened and inspired. To bright up the whole, planets in Capricorn will also form this trine to Uranus at the same time, which is in Taurus, so also in the element of Earth. We are ready to embrace the new with Uranus, but perhaps in small digestible doses, because this is a trine, it's a harmonious aspect. So it's not going to be anything earth-shaking. Just a pleasant, refreshing change. We might dip our toes in a new current that feels exciting and promises growth in the future. Probably new opportunities for material growth in this Earth sign. In any case, something that is real and tangible will present itself. And this introduces us gently into the Aquarius season. Because as the month progresses, the inner planets, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, will all shift into Aquarius by the end of the month, by the 3rd, 4th week of January. So the atmosphere will be shifting, with the focus now on this fixed air sign. We are still in the middle of winter at this time, so a cold breeze is blowing here in Aquarius. This is a sign with lofty concerns and wide general issues, that's preoccupying it. So it's a sign who doesn't waste much time and energy on the petty human scale. Or let's say the mind is too busy in the logical realm to be much affected by emotions. Well, no man is an island, as they say, but here in Aquarius there is this strong pull towards autonomy and independence, having a mind of our own. We insist to have our opinions respected. We feel concerned with the welfare of our fellow humans, of our friends. In Aquarius, we develop also a strong sense of community, And we see that our own welfare is linked to the well-being of the whole community, the whole group. We might look for the company of friends, more actually, in order to exchange ideas and feel a sense of fraternity and common goals. Aquarius is an earth sign, so intellectual preoccupations are strong. Anything becomes food for thought. Our thinking faculties prevail over our emotions. On the other hand, it is a fixed sign, so we will tend to hold on to our opinions for dear life. Beware of a headstrong quality in ourselves and others, because this is a very fixed sign. Convincing anyone to change their opinions and points of view will be hard work indeed at this moment. Well, Aquarius is also a paradoxical sign, inasmuch that we feel the bond with our fellow humans, all the while striving for greater autonomy for ourselves. In this sign, we like to stand out. We fearlessly express our idiosyncrasies. We actively cultivate a bit of eccentricity. Perhaps we like to feel a bit different. Our difference to our eyes in this sign are just our contributions to a richer humanity, more colorful humanity. Quirkiness is good. So this end of January, with 4 planets in Aquarius, we will allow ourselves to go a bit crazy for sure. Maybe pimp our style and tweak our hairstyle or clothing a bit. Now is the time to dare to make a drastic change in our appearance and public image. Or maybe start militating for whatever cause has captured our minds. Because Aquarius is a defender of public rights and a champion of revolutionary ideas. So now is the time to express yours. With the Sun there, we will feel gregarious, yet stand apart from the crowd at the same time. With Mercury there will be some innovative problem solving. Luminous ideas about the future will tend to spring out of nowhere, and some radical technological progress can also be expected. With Venus there, we might feel a bit distant and picky, but also in an experimental mood when it comes to love relationships. We might become less conventional and more open-minded about relationships, and maybe get involved with unconventional partners. Online dating should bloom at this time. Almost as soon as they reach Aquarius, the inner planets that are still packed together will meet Pluto heads-on. This is no trifling matter, because Pluto is the lord of the underworld and instantly raises the stakes and amplifies the intensity. We get deeply involved in whatever we are living at the moment. We have something to lose, We cannot back out of what we committed ourselves to. With the Sun conjunct Pluto, we might confront a higher power or authority that we have to measure against in order to get ahead. We might have to finally tackle a project that we have been postponing and procrastinating on for a long time. It might feel like a sort of trial by fire, Stand up for yourself or get rolled over. With Venus conjunct Pluto, our feelings and emotions are deeply affected, and we might get quite possessive of what's ours, of what's dear to us. Fear of loss might become acute. Love will be felt intensely, but also jealousy will, and some power struggles also can arise in relationships. With Mars conjunct Pluto, on the other hand, our inner power is unleashed. We are able of and asked actually to perform a significant effort, all in support of the project perhaps that I was talking before about with the Sun. And we will be fueled by the passion developed with Venus conjunct Pluto. There is nevertheless a risk here of violent events, because at a collective scale, these Mars-Pluto energies can behave like a bit out of control, because the energy is hard to direct and keep in check at a mass scale. Mars-Pluto conjunction is exact on the 27th, so at the end of the month we'd be well advised to not to take many risks, to stay put perhaps, and do our job that will anyway ask a lot of energy from us. January looks like an extraordinary month for so many reasons, because many conjunctions take place. No less than 11 of them, which is some kind of a record. Mainly conjunctions among inner planets, of course, but also of inner planets to Pluto, as I said. This promises overall a high-intensity month, with lots of new beginnings on a small and bigger scale too. These conjunctions occur every year among the inner planets, for the most part. What is outstanding is having them all concentrated within 1 month. The exception is the Venus-Mars conjunction. This occurs slightly less often, perhaps every 2 to 3 years or so. And that has a lot to do with our love life. It is like a rebirth of our libido, like a surge of raw life instincts that can manifest as looking for a partner, falling in love, of course, and also as pure creativity and thirst for new experiences. We feel like we deserve to have a good time also with Venus-Mars, renew our life, revive our emotions and affections. At the time of the conjunction, love and lust can both be felt simultaneously, quite intensely, but not necessarily harmoniously, because this is, after all, a conjunction to Mars. And the god of war is not known for its pleasant manners. So we might go after what we want in a very direct and unpolished fashion, with variable success, because with Mars we may rub some people the wrong way. So love and affection will be mixed with tension and possibly friction as well, as each partner boldly asserts its own needs, their own needs. With the Sun in the mix, and this is what makes this conjunction stand out, our needs are fully acknowledged and approved by our conscious mind, and we might even get more motivated than usual for whatever we do. We launch a full-blown campaign, to go chasing after whatever gives us pleasure, and it can feel so good. No more restrictions for us, all the more so as this conjunction also opposes Jupiter at almost the same time, so live your life to the fullest is the motto. This month, as usual, features a full moon and a new moon. The full moon occurs on the 3rd of January at 13 degrees of Cancer, actually on the Cancer-Capricorn axis. This full moon bears the first good tidings of the new year, under the shape, firstly, of a wide conjunction to Jupiter. This full moon will definitely expand our horizons and stir new needs in us that we didn't even know they were there, especially regarding our home and living situation in Cancer. We will suddenly feel like redecorating, perhaps, expanding our home and our living situation, as this full moon happens in Cancer. But Cancer also loves cooking and feeding others with its strong motherly instincts. So actually we will all be challenged to display our cooking prowess, perhaps invite family and friends to dinner, having people over, actually accommodating them, taking good care of them. It's a great way to express this nurturing energy, caring side of Cancer. Jupiter, as the great benefic, loves to see growth and progress and aspirations for more. And at this time, this expansive tendency is expressed in Cancerian terms, as I said. This full moon also stands at the midpoint between Venus and Mars, who, although they're not quite conjunct yet, they're already rubbing shoulders to one another on each side of the Sun. So attraction can strike out of the blue. We all feel the stirrings of our rekindled libido and are very susceptible to lose our hearts to someone. Not necessarily somebody new. This doesn't spell the end of existing relationships, rather the renewal of our zest for life overall. In Capricorn, we might well be attracted to maybe older and more experienced partners with an established status in life, whom we could look up to, because this sign is not interested in one-night stands, and looks actually for long-lasting commitments based on mutually shared interests and ability to support each other. Afterwards, there's the new moon happening on the 18th at 28 degrees of Capricorn. This new moon will make 4 conjunctions to Mars, Mercury, Venus, and Pluto, all together within 7 degrees, which is in itself quite a rare event. So 5 planets are in Capricorn, which puts tremendous stress on the late degrees of this sign. Moreover, this new moon is trining Uranus and sextile Saturn and Neptune in a most remarkable concentration of energies that is orchestrating actually most of the planetary influences in a coherent symphony, so to speak. On the one hand, the accent still rests upon the vital force of Venus-Mars, that is pushed to the forefront by its conjunction to the new moon. If there was a time to fall in love, this is it. Or maybe to launch an artistic career or a creative project. Depending on where in the chart the new moon is falling, we can feel more glamorous than usual and really kick off a new project or a new relationship with lots of stamina with Mars and grace also with Venus. Mercury is also there, so our deepest desires can be communicated in a clear way with nothing to interfere. And all of these Capricorn planets are waiting in line to conjunct Pluto, as I said. So this might be like a massive wave of drama, intensity, and passion that is about to unfurl. I will talk more about this new moon in due time, but just know that this time around the third week in January promises a roller coaster of emotions that won't remain just emotions, but will actually be translated into actions, because this is a cardinal earth sign that actually does things. So this will have quite a profound impact, especially on our love lives, but also in general terms. We will likely discover or be hit by new passions that will feel quite rejuvenating and dynamic with the trine to Uranus, that will have us all inspired with the sextile to Neptune, and that will have the potential to stay with us for a long time with the sextile to Saturn. A new moon represents anyway a beginning, a new beginning of a new chapter. And this one, let us start under the best omens. As always, there is a caveat, and if I had to issue a warning, it would be that this will perhaps be too intense, for some to handle. It's not often that I speak in such terms about a new nation, so I confess I can't wait to see how it will all take shape. But in the meantime, let's see how each sign will fare during the month of January, in a month that promises such intense life-changing experiences. Okay, so I'm back. I just put on a shawl because it can be a bit coldish in here. So let's talk for Aries first. For each sign, actually, I'm gonna present the situation concerning the inner planets, mostly because they are doing the most movement and each month, and their influence is the most directly felt. But I will also remind everyone about the position of the heavier planets that are still there in the background all the time and are exerting a long time influence that is nonetheless extremely important. Okay, so for Aries, what have we got? Most of all, we have this stellium in Capricorn at the beginning of the month, as I said. Capricorn is Aries' 10th house, meaning that this sign is mostly concerned with career, profession, public image, status, so getting ahead in life. As Mars, Aries ruler, is in Capricorn, in a sign where it's exalted, that means Aries people will be quite effective in what they do and actually can ask for a promotion and expect some gratification coming from their profession, from their betterment of their public status, actually. So this is quite a good start of the month for them. Afterwards, with the whole body of inner planets moving as a pack towards Aquarius, also Aries' focus will shift from the career part to formulating new projects for themselves, and especially sharing those projects with their group of friends and their community. I was going to say supporters. So actually in the 11th, at the very end of the month of January, Aries will feel more gregarious, more ready to socialize, go out and renew contact with long lost friends, perhaps. Anyway, it should be quite an animated end of the month. The full moon on the 3rd of January is occurring on the 4th house in Cancer, where already Jupiter is. Meaning that actually Aries should expect to renewed desire to beautify their home, make it better, make it more comfortable, maybe redecorating, and overall spending nice moments together with the family at home. The full moon is a culmination, so probably a redecorating project might take place, and successfully, I must say. On the new moon on the 18th, this will occur in the 10th house. So this should be like the cherry on top in the career-wise, Probably some good news concerning the profession, some good news concerning their public image. Maybe they will finally, Aries people will finally get the recognition they deserve after all their hard work with Mars in Capricorn. In the meantime, another very important, actually, planetary movement will occur during January, at the end of January, with Neptune going from Pisces to Aries. Neptune is a very slow-moving planet, so actually this movement will probably pass, like unobserved. We won't really notice it at the time. Nonetheless, it will have a very long-lasting impact. So while Saturn and Neptune were in the 12th house of Aries in Pisces, this was concerned more with, stirring up some subconscious desires, problems, complexes maybe, arising from their long past childhood, or maybe such not long past one. With this passage of Neptune from Pisces into Aries, this all comes to the surface to be integrated by the conscious mind. So actually, Aries all of a sudden might feel more inspired, more in touch with their imagination, with their spiritual self as well. They will become more spiritual and more open to understanding the world around them in a perspective that is other than strictly rational and Cartesian. They will let themselves be more influenced by arts, by music, by feelings of all sorts, and this will go a long way to soften this very martial sign a little bit. Okay, Saturn in the meantime will still be in Pisces, so in the 12th house. So Aries still has some work to do on their complexes, perhaps also linked with Chiron being in the first house. It has been there for quite some time, a few good years. And with this, Aries people have been sorely tried, put to the test, because Chiron can expose, an unhealed wound. It's actually ripping the Band-Aid off, being in Aries. So this could, surely has hurt quite a lot. Aries people might have felt, exposed, vulnerable, discover their weaknesses in many respects. And this is all about accepting this part of themselves and not, necessarily put on a facade of Iron Man, of being some superhuman, hero. They should accept their shortcomings and actually make do with them. We are all humans. We all have our hurts and weak spots. And with this acceptance comes also the empathy, for listening to other people's problems and understanding them better and being more tolerant, with everyone's mistakes, perhaps. In the meantime, Uranus will be still in the second house in Taurus. It will be there for another few months before it goes into Gemini. So in the second house, in Taurus, Aries has seen some unexpected sources of income showing up in these last few years, and will still do. Perhaps their finances will be fluctuating a little bit, so it's not a time to take risks. But some good surprises can also come in this respect. The financial sector is not quite settled, but can reserve quite a few good surprises. Pluto in Aquarius is in Aries' 11th house of friends, of community projects, and so on. So with Pluto there, probably Aries' friends have gone through a rough patch, through quite some serious challenges, and it's the right moment for Aries to express this empathetic side of themselves and try to help, lend a helping hand, and support their friends through this difficult moment. Okay, so now for the important dates of the month. On the 8th, we have Venus conjunct Mars that I was talking about. So this is quite a nice romantic day for Aries people. This is a day to be struck by Cupid's arrows and also express your love to someone, perhaps. Anyway, a day to indulge in the nice and pleasant activities and also in creative projects. On the 9th, the Sun is conjunct Mars, and this is a very energetic day, perhaps stemming from the nice, pleasant interactions that we had the day before. And so on the 9th, we should be quite impactful, quite fearless, quite strong in going after what we want. I say we because I'm an Aries myself, I confess. Okay, so on the 10th, Mars is opposing Jupiter, so this is another great day for going out, be active, express yourself, dare to envision larger projects with Jupiter there, be ambitious, go for it. On the 13th, it's a bit of the opposite because Mars is squaring Chiron. And with this combination, it's important to not let yourself be mistrustful, let yourself be drawn into paranoia of any kind, because with Mars square Chiron, we feel that other people are against us, basically, are working against our interest. So in this day, it's important to give yourself some rest, because Mars is not in the best shape, squaring Chiron. And also importantly, try not to go against other people's interests, and not try to not irritate them, try to not be, inadvertently insultant, perhaps, which can happen with Mars square Chiron. Just take it easy, take a rest, and measure your words and actions. On the 18th, Mercury is conjunct Mars. So on the one hand, this is great for expressing yourself, and be active, go places, perhaps sign a contract that will be in your interest. But on the other hand, your words can be unnecessarily sharp, so try to put some humor into it, to soften down your speech a little bit. On the 20th, Mars is trining Uranus, so some nice surprises can come our way. The overall energy levels are quite high. Aries people should be, daring, audacious, and as they usually are, actually, but even the more so on the 20th. You can take some risks. I'm not often saying that, but with a trine to Uranus, surprises should be good. On the 20th also, Mars is sextiling Saturn, so there's a lot of self-discipline there, and, a serious state of mind that will promote impactful and efficient action. On the 23rd, Mars is sextiling Neptune, so maybe it's a time to rest a little bit and lower the intensity at this time. Maybe it's a time to reflect upon what's happened, to reflect upon your dreams and wishes, and not necessarily, run into action. On the 27th, well, again, quite the contrary. Mars is conjunct Pluto, as I said. This is a very intense day for everyone, but for Aries people in particular. You will be very efficient, you will be very energetic and dynamic, but on the other hand, this is perhaps a bit too much of this intense energy, and quite possibly discordant energy. So stay away from trouble, try to avoid places where violence can be met with, and also try not to behave in an autocratic way, my way or the highway. Try to understand what other people have to tell you, and mellow, yourself a little bit. Okay, now for Taurus. Let me read my notes a little bit, because as you can see, I have a lot of calculations to take into account. So Taurus has this Capricorn stellium in his 9th house. 9th house is concerned with travel, and also with higher education, and with the spiritual realm. So with this, all these inner planets in the 9th house, a lot of focus is put on widening your horizons, on perfecting your education, on traveling to distant, destinations, actually. This can be quite enjoyable because the Sun and Venus are there, and you can learn a lot from it as well, because Mercury is there too. You will put a lot of energy into it with Mars, and Actually, maybe some mishaps can happen during travels, but overall, this should be a positive influence. Afterwards, the Capricorn planets move into Aquarius, and in Aquarius, the focus is on the 10th house. So at the end of this month of January, Taurus people should be concerned with their career, getting ahead in life, getting a promotion, maybe actually switching careers, because Pluto is there also in the 10th, and it's putting a lot of pressure in this sector of life. They all feel called, Taurians I'm meaning, they all feel called, to a higher purpose, to really do something with their lives and leave an imprint. So each time inner planets are reactivating this Pluto position, this will give a new boost, to their career drive and profession drive. Their public image will be strongly, reinforced. They will be more in the public eye. So take advantage of this period of time at the end of January. Jupiter is in the 3rd house, and this is actually very good for expressing yourself, for your writing skills, for your overall rhetoric skills. So you should be quite persuasive and make yourself heard very clearly. Neptune, as I said, is moving from Pisces to Aries. So it's moving from the 11th house to the 12th during the month of January. In the 11th house, perhaps your relationship with friends and community was a bit hazy, a bit foggy. Maybe some misunderstandings could have arisen. But now with Neptune going into the 12th, it's your inner world that is lighting up, You will dream much more. You will get perhaps dreams that will be felt like, hidden messages that you have to decipher. And you will feel quite inspired. It's going to be a long-lasting transit, but with Neptune in the 12th house, this should actually be quite in resonance with all these planets in the 9th at this moment, because you will feel overall much more spiritual and open to the imaginary realm. Taurus is an earth sign, so as such is concerned with material things, but with all these influences, it will discover quite a new side to itself, a side that is more open to the spirituality. What's more, the new moon on the 18th is going to occur on the 9th house, so what better signal you want for this? Actually, with a new moon in the 9th, this could also signal the start of a travel. Take advantage of it. The full moon, the full moon on the 3rd of January is occurring on the 3rd house, in the 3rd house. That is concerned with small travels, like everyday trips here and there, and also with exchanges of all kinds and communication. So you should exchange quite a lot in the beginning of the year, perhaps right after New Year's Eve. You should feel quite social. And even though Saturn in Pisces is still in the 11th house, so probably this last year or so, the social part of your life was a bit cut short. Maybe some constraints were put there. Because Pluto is in the 10th, so probably all of your energy went into your career, into going ahead, getting ahead in life. And the social friendly part was unfortunately a bit restricted. Well, take heart, because soon Saturn will pass into Aries, and this will change. The restriction will be lifted. Another important message is that Uranus is still in the 1st house of Taurus, as it was for quite a few years before, and Uranus has left Taurus for a few months during 2025, and it will come back for good to Gemini in May, but in the meantime it's still in the 1st house of Taurus, so you will feel quite rebellious, quite prone to manifest your own opinions that often will go against the grain, against the accepted view. And you will feel a bit eccentric as well, and ready to express your own individuality. Take advantage of these last months of Uranus there, in order to create the image of yourself that you want to see, basically. So now for the important dates. Already on the 6th, we have the Sun conjunct Venus, which is a marvelous influence, you know, a very nice day, pleasant day to spend relaxing and doing things that you enjoy. Perhaps having a massage. I know that Taurians love this. Or go gardening, even though here in Europe is not the best season. Or go enjoy an artistic, you know, moment, an exhibition or a concert. Anyway, it's a delightful day also to express your feelings to someone. On the 8th, Venus is conjunct Mars. You will feel energized, dynamic, and also in search of a partner if you don't have one, or feeling quite romantic and ready to renew your vows to your significant other at this time. On the 9th, Venus is opposing Jupiter, and we continue on this trend of nice, pleasant moments. This is a time to maybe go a bit overboard, maybe spend some money on something nice, that because you deserve it, you know, something you wished for so long to obtain for yourself. Have a nice, pleasant experience of every kind, you know. With Jupiter, the sky is the limit. Afterwards, on the 11th, Venus is squaring Chiron. So this is part of this massive square to Chiron that all inner planets will experience. And on the 11th, you will feel perhaps a bit quite shy, a bit shy, and also a bit inadequate, you know, like you're not at the right place at the right time. Maybe, you know, some weak points of yours will be stirred or exposed. And the trick is to remember that it will only last for one day. Afterwards, on the 15th, Venus is sextiling Saturn, which is nice and steady and nothing, you know, earth-shattering, but a pleasant day, you know, to enjoy some predictable routine. On the 11th, on the 15th, on the other hand, we have this trine to Uranus, so the routine will not be quite so predictable after all. There will be some nice surprises coming your way, and they will be quite well integrated because at the same time we have this sextile to Saturn. So overall, the 15th it's a very nice day, another pleasant day, with just, you know, enough new elements to spice up your life a little bit. On the 17th, Venus is sextiling Neptune, so a very romantic day to dream about lovely moments with your loved ones. On the 20th, Venus is conjunct Pluto, and this is quite another matter. With the conjunction to Venus, of Venus to Pluto, this is drama, you know, this is high intensity passion. This is feeling like you can never live without, you know, your loved one, without anything that you really care for. This is possessiveness as well, so beware of some, you know, risks of jealousy or behaving in a very possessive way. At least you won't be you won't feel bored because you will live this day to the fullest. On the 28th, Venus is sextiling Ceres, and this is also lovely because this could mean, you know, cooking a nice dinner for your family, or going out to a restaurant, or enjoying, you know, your maternal role or paternal role. You know, this can be any kind of parental position. On the 29th, Mercury is conjunct Venus. So this is a lovely day to, you know, chat with friends, joke a little bit, you know. It's a light-hearted atmosphere that should be enjoyed by everyone. Nobody feels like having a quarrel in this day. It's all very peaceful, light-hearted, and everyone is smiling. On the 31st, at the very end of the month, so we have Venus quincunx Jupiter, and this is a bit too much of a good thing. Try not to spend too much. This is not the same advice that I gave you before, but this is a quincunx, so we have to adjust to our means, you know, at our disposal. Still have a good day, but try to be reasonable. Okay, Gemini now. Gemini has this stellium in Capricorn in its 8th house. And as such, the 8th house is concerned with heavy matters. Like, you know, for one thing, is concerned with shared property. So whatever money or or property of any kind that you share with your partner, or that you have to inherit from your family, or money that you owe actually to, to the state, taxes, insurances, whatever. So you have to deal with a lot of money issues that can go both ways, actually, like money that you owe or money that is owed to you. So take it both ways. It's also dealing with deeper issues, like if you have a health problem, like therapy, going into therapy, taking care of your health problems, maybe undergoing surgery if needed. You can also see things, going out of your life, because the 8th is concerned with death, maybe metaphorically speaking, not necessarily a real death. You will reflect on your own mortality for sure, so it's not a light, a light-hearted time right now with the Capricorn season for you. Afterwards, all these planets will move on to the 9th house, so you will get into the end of January, wiser. Maybe you have lived through some difficult moments, but now it's time to draw a synthesis and a conclusion out of it. This maybe has changed a little bit your viewpoint on life. Also, perhaps with these money issues, maybe you just received a significant sum that will allow you to travel in the 9th house and expand your horizon also. So the full moon and the new moon also occur in these houses. Basically, the new moon will occur on the 18th in the 8th house. So it's going to be the conclusion to this transit in the 8th house. That's when perhaps a sum of money will reach you, which is good. This new moon is actually very favorable, so we should expect some good news from it. Before that, on the 3rd, the full moon will occur on the 2nd house, and again, it will be a money problem, and perhaps not a problem, but just a culmination, maybe some money coming in for you, with the conjunction to Jupiter at the same time, because Jupiter is in your 2nd house, and your money situation should be quite prosperous, actually, at this time. With Jupiter in the 2nd, also you have learned to, value yourself more. You discovered your own value, and you esteem yourself more, and you are more confident in yourself, which is a very good thing. The other major movement this month is Neptune going from your 10th to the 11th. So if before in the 10th with Neptune, you felt a bit unsure of the path to take, of the road in front of you, as far as profession is concerned, now these things are more or less settled, but there's only Saturn left there in the 10th house, and Saturn can deal with things. It's very good at that. So Neptune in the 11th will be more like a spiritual life shared with friends. Maybe you will make new acquaintances that are more spiritually oriented, or more empathetic and more suitable for you, actually. And with Saturn in the 10th, as I said, your career is well under control now. Pluto is still in the 9th, and in the 9th, it still works at expanding your knowledge of spiritual things, maybe also expanding your higher education, overall, and with Uranus in the 12th, you still have, some unexpected surges from your subconscious, like messages popping up now and then that you quite unexpectedly, inadvertently come upon and don't know what to do with. This maybe will become more clear to you when Uranus will move into Gemini and all of a sudden manifest in real life and affect your the view you have of yourself. Okay, let's see the important dates for Gemini. So we will look at Mercury, of course, that is the ruler of this sign. So Mercury on the 1st of January, the very first day of the month, will be squaring Neptune. So what did I say with the square to Neptune? Things can be a little bit foggy and hazy, and maybe you will stutter a little bit. This is one thing that I noticed with Neptune hard aspects. or you will confuse some things, or you'll be a bit forgetful. This happens, you know, it's not a big deal. But actually you also feel quite inspired on the other hand, so there is some positives. On the 2nd, Mercury will be conjunct Juno, so a great day to discuss about your partnerships with someone. It's a good day also to sign a contract. It's a good day to enter a partnership, and with a clear mind about what this entails, you know. On the 7th, Mercury is squaring Ceres, so perhaps some discussion with your kids or your parents, depending on your age, about your, you know, parent-child relationship. On the 8th, you will feel quite social and gregarious with the sextile to the nodes. On the 14th, with the opposition to Jupiter, you will feel especially optimistic, enthusiastic even, so it's a great day to formulate new plans and new objectives, and go on travel as well. On the 16th, Mercury is squaring Chiron, and with this is a day of high sensitivities, and perhaps a day also of listening to other people's problems, because often with Mercury it's about exchange. You can exchange about what hurts you, about, you know, expose your own weaknesses to someone. It's good to share, you know, don't be shy. And on the 18th, Mercury is conjunct Mars, so an energetic day when you feel, you know, quite ready to answer back if people are irritating you. And on the 19th, a nice steady day with a sextile to Saturn, a day of, you know, disciplined work, you know, routine, predictability. And afterwards, in the same day, the trine to Uranus comes on point to just liven things up a little bit, and spice things up, and just make it a nice day overall. On the 20th, the sextile to Neptune brings new ideas and inspiration. And on the 21st, the conjunction to the Sun is a great day to be clear on the path ahead, to be clear on your objectives, and also to exchange a lot with your friends and environment, you know, which I know that you love and appreciate. You know, Gemini is a Mercury ruled sign. On the 22nd, Mercury will be conjunct Pluto, so this is a day of heavy thinking. You will be quite focused and concentrated. It's a great day to study. It's also a great day to carry a message across and make yourself heard, because you will be quite convincing and quite persuasive. On the 29th, Mercury will be conjunct Venus, so this is a nice romantic day. A day to have fun, to have a pleasant, you know, banter, chit-chat with people, and basically to relax. Okay, and that's it for Gemini. Cancer now. So, Cancer has the planetary stellium in Capricorn in their 7th house. 7th house of partnerships. Of course, the most important partnership is the one with our significant other, but not necessarily only that. It can be any kind of partnership, like a business partnership perhaps, or any significant close relationship. So with these planets in Capricorn there, overall this is benefic actually for interactions with our partner, because Venus and Mercury are there and we can talk problems out. On the other hand, Mars is also there, so probably Cancerian people actually show a little bit too much assertiveness for their own good. So at this time, take care to water down your tone a little bit. Afterwards, the inner planets will move from Capricorn to Aquarius, so they will move from the 7th to the 8th house. So this is a house that is concerned with other people's money. So also money that you share with your significant other, or money that you owe to the state, as I said before, or money that is owed to you, basically. So in this context, with all these inner planets there, you might expect to receive quite an interesting sum of money that is due to you. Or you might also be expected to pay back your debts and, what you owe to other people. So all kinds of monetary exchanges are favored at this time. Also in the 8th, there will be more concerned, with with heavy matters concerning, the passing of time, concerning your health and the therapy that you have to undergo in order to get better. Mm, all kinds of issues regarding, death, but death in a metaphorical way, not necessarily a real death, passing of things and people out of your life for whatever reason. So this is quite an intense and philosophical time at the moment, especially as Pluto is also there for the long run. And with Pluto, matters of health should be of particular importance to you. So pay real attention to any symptom that should appear and really go get a checkup if necessary. Don't hesitate. The full moon on the 3rd is happening on the 1st house in Cancer, where Jupiter is already. So this is an excellent time. This actually puts the spotlight on Jupiter already there. That is the great benefic. So it acts like a guardian angel a little bit. It helps you expand your horizon, feel, ready to enjoy whatever, life has to offer you. This also increases your optimism and your enthusiasm. And at the moment of the full moon, there should be quite a culmination in these matters. You will feel particularly, nurturing and caring to other people, as is your wont anyway. And the new moon is occurring in the 7th house on the 18th of January. So this should be like a new beginning, a new chapter in your personal relationships. Maybe you decide to engage in a new relationship or to solidify an existing contract or partnership. At any rate, it can be quite a romantic time, the middle of January, for you. In the meantime, we have this Neptune passage from Pisces to Aries, so going from the 9th to the 10th house. With Pisces, Neptune in Pisces in the 9th house for quite some time, you have developed quite strong views on spiritual matters. You could have really widened your horizons by studying, by traveling, by meditating on things. And now you are ready, actually, with the Neptune passing into your 10th house, you are ready to express this in your, outwardly, in your public life and status and image. You can perhaps go on to a better job that will better reflect your inner revolution in spiritual terms. You can also get a job that allows you to be more, express your caring side, because Neptune can be quite sensitive to the needs of others. Or actually you can go on to have a career in an artistic field, because Neptune is quite appealing, has quite a wide mass appeal. So you could be quite charismatic and enjoy, recognition on a public scale. With Uranus in the 11th, lots of goings on in your friends circle. Probably you made new acquaintances, probably a bit unordinary people that you have met. And this should be fine, because it seems like a welcome change. And I have still to speak about Chiron in the 10th. That can put a little spanner in the wheels, because Chiron in the 10th publicly exposes your weaknesses, your sore spots. But this can also translate into a profession in the health field, in the nursing field, perhaps, because with knowing yourself so well and knowing your vulnerabilities so well, you can better understand the vulnerabilities of other people. Okay, for Cancer now. So Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon, as we know, is the fastest moving planet, so it makes lots and lots of aspects. I will only speak of the most important ones. For instance, the moon will make a square to Saturn and Neptune on the 2nd, the 16th, and the 29th of January, so 3 times this month. And this square can be a little bit of a challenge, because the square to Saturn means lots of work, and the square to Neptune means a bit of, fatigue and feeling a bit tired and ready to give up the struggle, but actually Saturn won't let you. So these 3 days might feel a bit tiresome to you. I won't lie. Huh? Afterwards, on the 3rd, the moon goes on to oppose the Venus-Mars almost conjunction. So this is a nice day. It's a nice romantic day when you feel energized and you feel like you enjoy life. And even more so later on in the day with the moon conjunct Jupiter, which is already in your 1st house. You really feel like yourself, being yourself, expressing yourself. You are enthusiastic. You think of the future with confidence. So this should be a great day overall. Also, this conjunction will repeat itself on the 31st. So 2 great days to look forward to. On the 4th, the moon is opposing Pluto. So this can be a day of heavy preoccupations, of heavy considerations, of thinking about matters of life and death, because Pluto in Aquarius is in your 8th house, as I said. On the 13th, the moon is opposing Uranus. So quite, lots of unexpected twists and turns during the day. A day actually when you will feel a bit nervous overall. Your nerves are going to be a bit stretched because of all this, unexpected happenings you have to face. On the 18th, the moon is opposing Jupiter, which is great because this is another day of, indulging in pleasant occupations and maybe traveling as well and discovering actually new ideas, widening your horizons with Jupiter. On the 18th, the moon is conjunct the great conjunction of Mars, Mercury, and Venus together in Capricorn. And this is actually the new moon. And this should be particularly significant for you because it occurs in your 7th. It's a new beginning in partnerships. You might very well fall in love at this time of the year, and you might very well discover and initiate a new, very significant relationship that will be long-lasting in Capricorn. So mark the 18th in your agendas. Okay, on the 23rd, the moon is conjunct Saturn-Neptune, so you will feel again with Saturn-Neptune a bit tired, a bit introspective. You will feel like rather be by yourself and think of all the hardships that you have endured and all the tasks that are still ahead. So a serious day overall. Afterwards, on the 27th, the moon goes on to conjunct Uranus, so a day of nervous action, of acting at the drop of a hat. You're going to be fast, you're going to be, concise, but also you can expect the unexpected. So quite a stressful day overall. On the 28th, the moon will be trining the conjunction of Mars, Mercury, and Venus. So a splendid day for your love relationships and also for just enjoying yourself and enjoying a pastime, a hobby perhaps, any kind of creative activity. Okay, for Leo now. Leo has the Capricorn stellium in his 6th. The 6th house is concerned with daily routine, with health issues also, but globally minor health issues. Also with your day-to-day work and maybe with your pets as well, because the 6th is concerned with small domestic animals. Okay, so with the planetary stellium there, lots of activity will be seen in your day-to-day routine life. Your daily life will be more intense. Perhaps you'll be very busy at work as well. And you will take better care of your health overall because Venus and the Sun are there. You will enjoy good health as well. And also will your pets, domestic animals, as I said. So overall it will be pleasant, even though maybe a bit of hard work. Hard work, but enjoyable at the same time. Then the stellium will move on to Aquarius. So this will move on to your 7th house of partnerships. And the focus all of a sudden will be on your significant others and on developing new relationships, actually. And as I said, this new moon will be extremely favorable for initiating new relationships. So if you are on the lookout for a partner, keep your eyes open. The new moon will occur on the 6th, in the 6th house on the 18th. So it's going to be like a new departure, perhaps the beginning of a new lifestyle. Perhaps you will put into practice New Year's resolution and initiate a new, more healthy, healthier lifestyle overall. Maybe a gym routine or changing your diet, whatever. And the full moon, which is the culmination, will occur in your 12th house in Cancer. And it will mostly be concerned with your inner life, with your aspirations, with your dreams. You will consider what you can expect from life and what is required, to make you happy. And this full moon, as I said, it is widely conjunct Jupiter and at the midpoint of Venus-Mars. So this promises quite a pleasant time of pleasant recollections and also pleasant anticipations for the future. Jupiter is in the 12th house as well, as I said. So even in the 12th house, it can act as a guardian angel. This could ensure that you keep a good mood through it all, and you stay optimistic and you stay on track. Neptune is going from the 8th house to the 9th house, going from Pisces to Aries, and in that doing, actually, it opens up a new field of spiritual, intellectual exploration for you. You will travel more. You will be more open to new ideas, and you will think of matters that never before never before you touched upon. Mainly matters concerning the wider ideas, ideas of the meaning of life, basically. You will be more easily touched by feelings as well, by poetry, by romance, and overall this will expand your quality of life in a significant way. Uranus in the 10th, in Taurus, it has been there for quite some time, and it has offered you new opportunities, unexpected new ones, that probably reoriented your career in a drastic way. So with Uranus in the 10th, you can still expect more of the same for the next few months, right before it will go for good into Gemini. So if you still feel like you should redirect your career, now is the time to do it. Huh? It's like a last call for this. Pluto in the 7th, where the Aquarius stellium will be, puts a long-term pressure on your personal close relationships and partnerships. So either you will partner up with very important, influent people that can help you in your career, or that can help open doors for you, or people that will be your partners for life and that will influence your life in a very significant way. So with this new moon happening and at the same time as the Venus-Mars conjunction, this can very well lead to a very significant relationship for you. Okay, so significant dates for Leos. The Sun will be sextiling the nodes on the 1st, so this augurs quite well for the New Year's Eve and social life. You will enjoy being with people, and you will enjoy very good understanding with them. We will get along with everyone, as you usually do, because Leo is quite a popular sign, actually. On the 6th, the Sun is conjunct Venus, so another splendid day for any romance, any romantic activities, and also for leisure, because you won't feel like doing a lot of work. You will feel like enjoying yourself, and so you should. On the 9th, the Sun is conjunct Mars, so now you're speeding up, you're full of energy, full of dynamism, and this could lead to great results in your work, in sports, in whatever you set your mind to. On the 10th, the Sun is opposite Jupiter, so another splendid day. What more can you ask? This is a day fueled by optimism and enthusiasm and new projects, so you feel like the world is your oyster. On the 12th, a little bit of a down moment, because the Sun is squaring Chiron, so all of a sudden you are more conscious of your shortcomings and maybe a little bit less confident than usual overall, but you should overcome this, because on the 17th, again, the Sun makes nice aspects to Saturn and Uranus, a sextile to Saturn and a trine to Uranus, meaning life is interesting once more. Some pleasant new surprises are coming your way, and you take it all in your stride. You are still disciplined, you are still on track with the sextile to Saturn. On the 19th, the Sun is sextiling Neptune, so a day of, again, potential romance, and also just a bit of daydreaming. Maybe you don't feel like working so hard, maybe you feel like resting a little bit, which would be a good idea. On the 21st, the Sun is conjunct Mercury, so a day of really lively exchange and communication, small trips, lots of discussion, and it's actually a very good day also for studying and perhaps for passing an exam. Okay, just saying. And finally, on the 23rd, the Sun is conjunct Pluto. And this is a day of hard work because some pressure is applied from the outside. You have to confront an outside force, that is obliging you to tackle tasks that you'd rather forget about. Maybe some project that you meant to be starting a long time ago and always kept postponing. Now is the time to start it. And now is also the time to stand up for your opinions because you will feel much more impactful than usual. Okay, let's now go on to Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury as well as Gemini. And the Capricorn stellium is actually happening in trine to the sign, so in the 5th house of leisure, hobbies, and romance. So this promises to be quite a nice start of the month for Virgo. For the first 3 weeks, while the planets are in Capricorn, things are looking up. Virgons can finally relax. It is a very hardworking sign and a very self-demanding sign as well, as we all know. But now is the time to take it easy a little bit, Enjoy life, enjoy your hobbies. You have some time to go out and see people, to do some sports as well, because in the 5th house, we do all these activities that are extracurricular and not related to work, and that can fulfill our life as well. Afterwards, the inner planets move from Capricorn to Aquarius, so it moves on to the 6th house of Virgo. Daily routine, health routines, small animals, as I said before. And actually, Virgo feels quite at ease in the 6th house. That corresponds to its own sign. What might feel, like duty, like, heavy working tasks for other signs, for Virgo is quite welcome because they master this. They do this to perfection. They're quite perfectionist. So you should feel at ease in your own element, just performing your daily routine as planned and enjoying it. You can start a new routine, actually, perhaps regarding your health habits, a healthier diet, perhaps. The full moon will happen on the 3rd in the 11th house of your social circle and future projects. And this is quite in tune with what I said before about the 5th house. Actually, the new moon and the full moon occur on this 5th house, 11th house axis. So it's all about having a nice time with friends and forget about the worries, enjoying yourself. Okay? Especially as Jupiter is there in your 11th house in Cancer. So this should feel like a very nice social moment, when you maybe widen your friend circle and also formulate new projects for the long time, for yourself. Okay, the new moon occurs in the 5th house of Virgo, and in the 5th house you might perhaps start a new flirt and meeting new people and discovering new hobbies for yourself. Because as I said at the beginning, it's a great time to discover a new passion that will get us fueled with enthusiasm for the rest of the month and even year. Okay, in the meantime, Neptune will pass from Pisces to Aries, so from the 7th to the 8th house. With Pisces, with Neptune in Pisces in the 7th house, maybe things weren't so clear in your relationships because, Pisces is the 7th house from Virgo. Maybe some misunderstandings occurred. Maybe your expectations were a bit let down. But now it is all over. Saturn is left in the 7th house, where Saturn is commitment in the long run. It can be critical, and we know that Virgo has a sharp, critical skills. But with Saturn there, things should stabilize themselves, and you should accept the situation. Probably you have worked with the partner through the situation, and things are now clear. With Neptune in the 8th, spiritual matters will be more, will affect you more. And perhaps you will reflect more on the passing of time and what is important and what is not, what you should cling to and what you should just release and let go of. Uranus in the 9th will offer quite some nice opportunities for travel still for the next few months that it is in Taurus. And also perhaps offer opportunities for education, starting a new course or maybe getting a new diploma in an unusual field, well, preferably with Uranus. Pluto in the 6th is reinforcing this trend towards, more efficient everyday routine and work routine. So this is a very long-term transit. It just puts the pressure in this direction. So you should have plenty of work, but you will not complain about it this month because with Venus there, you will enjoy it. Okay, so most significant dates for Virgo. On the 1st of January, Mercury is squaring Neptune, so a day that will be a bit perhaps foggy or hazy. You won't be extremely focused and maybe you will forget some things, but it won't be anything important, so you should just relax. Don't worry. Then on the 2nd, Mercury is conjunct Juno, and it's a great day to commit to something, to discuss with your partner, as I said before, to clear all these misunderstandings that might have occurred and just set things right, On the 8th, a nice social day with Mercury sextiling the nodes, good communication, and any meetings and reunions will end up favorably for you. On the 14th, an opposition to Jupiter will see you really enjoy the day, go on travels, read books, instruct yourself, and overall be quite enthusiastic about your prospects. On the 16th, Mercury squaring Chiron is a day of high sensitivities. Maybe you will listen to other people's problems. You will lend, an empathetic ear to their worries, and maybe you'll also share yours because it's a great day to communicate about your vulnerabilities. On the 18th, Mercury will be conjunct Mars, and with that you will feel quite dynamic and quite up to any task coming your way. You can also show your critical side to people, so this won't be so very welcome. So try to soften it up a bit. On the 19th, a good day because of harmonious aspects with Saturn and Uranus. With Saturn, the ordinary, working schedule suits you just fine. And with the trine to Uranus, there's just enough new elements to keep you interested and keep your day spiced up. On the 20th, a sextile to Neptune makes you more romantic and sensitive, and maybe it's a good time to rest a little bit as well, because all this hard work this last weeks has taken its toll on you. On the 21st, the conjunction between the Sun and Mercury, it's just great for communicating, expressing yourself, and be clear-headed and focused on your studies, perhaps. On the 22nd, the conjunction of Mercury to Pluto puts a lot of pressure from the outside. You feel compelled to excel. You feel compelled also to convince other people of something. So an idea that is on your mind a lot is taking up a lot of your energy. On the 29th, the conjunction of Mercury to Venus allows for a very pleasant day of leisure and rest as well, but especially romantic moments and feelings towards your partner. So it's a great day also to go out and flirt and meet new people. You never know. Okay, now on to Libra. So, for Libra, the Capricorn stellium occurs in the 4th house. The 4th house of home, roots, and family. So it's a very stabilizing moment for Libra right now. It's a moment, the first 3 weeks of January, are moments to strengthen the ties with your family, to strengthen the bonds within the family, and also to clear up any past feuds and quarrels that might have occurred. It's also a day to feel really anchored and appreciate life at home. Redecorate your home, as I said before, because Venus is there and the Sun as well, and have new projects to expand perhaps your living situation. Afterwards, the planets move from Capricorn to Aquarius, so on to the 5th house of enjoyment, basically, of expressing yourself. So it will be a great time for creative activities, and we know Libra is quite artistically minded. So why not start a new artistic hobby, discover a new passion, and also go out and see people and just enjoy life, you know? Be more outward, you know. Then the new moon is actually occurring on the 18th in the 4th house, as I said. So this is a new beginning in terms of family and home. Probably, I don't know, you might move actually with the new moon. It's a definite possibility, but not everyone will move. Perhaps for the rest of Librans, maybe just the redecoration of home will be enough. But it will be certainly a new chapter concerning your home and your family. Perhaps an addition to the family is a welcome news. The full moon occurring on the 3rd of January, which is a culmination, occurs in your 10th, and in your 10th of career and public status. So this should be, well, full moons are often crisis, you know, a crisis moment. So something should happen in the career front. But this time the full moon is widely conjunct Jupiter and at the midpoint of Venus-Mars. So this should be quite a pleasant culmination for once. This should bring some good news related to career and public image. Okay, this is especially true because Jupiter is also there in your 10th house in Cancer. So take advantage of this full moon at the beginning of the year, perhaps to ask for a promotion or ask for a bonus. Something will happen that will gratify you on this front. Saturn is moving from Pisces to Aries during this month, so from the 6th house to the 7th house. And with the 6th house, Neptune in the 6th house probably has created a few health problems for you these last years. Perhaps also the routine kept changing, the daily routine kept changing. You didn't know what to expect. You couldn't rely on a solid ground, for your day-to-day life. But now with the transit of Neptune into the 7th house, some problems might arise in your partnerships. Probably you feel that you cannot fully trust your partner because with Neptune some doubts can spring out of nowhere. If not doubts, maybe you are doubting your own commitment. Maybe you are doubting your feelings actually. Or maybe you don't know exactly to whom you can turn for support. So with Neptune in Pisces there, in Aries there, it will be there for the long run. Okay, so you should learn to integrate and overcome these doubts because you cannot really live with them for the years that Neptune has to pass in Aries. Okay, the thing is perhaps to share spiritual interests with your significant other, to try to share moments of calm and perhaps share a dream with your partner, because if you act together for the same dream and ideal, this can strengthen the partnership instead of undermining it. Okay, so Chiron is also in the 7th. It will be for the rest of the 2026. So this year can be quite a tricky year in terms of partnerships. If ever there was some misunderstanding between you and your partner, it will come to light at this time and probably can provoke sort of a crisis. So just prepare and try to smoothen things up. Try to clarify as much as possible any misunderstandings and try to make your position clear and try also to express your doubts, because when secrecy is there, mutual trust cannot evolve. Okay, now for significant dates for Libra. On the 6th, the Sun is conjunct Venus, so it's a splendid day to enjoy yourself, to enjoy an artistic pastime, and also to spend time with your romantic partner. On the 8th, Venus is conjunct Mars, so you will feel quite energetic and up to the task, and also your libido will be quite high, so why not prolong these nice moments with your partner that you started yesterday. On the 9th, Venus is opposing Jupiter, and this can be a great day for shopping. Just don't go overboard, because with the opposition to Jupiter, you will be tempted to spend a little bit too much on the nice things, on the nice to-haves. Okay, on the 11th, Venus will be squaring Chiron. So this, it will be a day a little bit on the downside, because you will feel a little bit shy and vulnerable, and probably not entirely happy with your appearance, which is important for Libras, as we know. So just trust in yourself, because you are beautiful, you are to be accepted just as you are. On the 15th, Venus is making nice aspects to Saturn and Uranus, so a day to discover a new hobby, to have something out of the ordinary, go out and for a nice dinner that wasn't really on schedule. Do something unexpected, do something out of character. Anyway, with the sextile to Saturn, you will keep it reasonable. You won't go overboard. On the 17th, Venus is sextiling Neptune, and you will feel quite romantic, so it's another lovely day to spend with your partner. On the 20th, on the other hand, Venus is conjunct Pluto, so this is quite an intense day of high passion, but also of high possessiveness and drama. So just try to to keep it on quiet, and it will be very intense, but try not to let your jealousy get the best of you, or don't act too possessive, because yes, you love your significant other, yes, you love whatever is dear to you, but it's not a matter of life and death, whatever Pluto has to say about it. With Mercury conjunct Venus on the 29th, this is another great day for expressing your love feelings, for communicating with others on a pleasant tone, and just keep it lighthearted, and also show your humorous side. Okay, overall, a very nice month for Libra. Scorpio now. Okay, so planets in Capricorn are in Scorpio's 3rd house of communication, small trips, close environment. Meaning that probably you will have increased interactions with your siblings, with your neighbors, with your acquaintances. So lots of social life this month, lots of exchanges, and also perhaps lots of studying, because the 3rd is also concerned with studies, especially if you are at school age. Okay, so this should help, bring a pleasant mood throughout the first 3 weeks of January. Afterwards, planets move on to Aquarius, to the Scorpio's 4th house. That is home, family, roots. And in so doing, the accent will be put all of a sudden to your housing conditions, to your home environment. You will want to perfect it, to redecorate, to feel more comfortable at home. You will actually feel like spending more time at home after all the socializing that you did in the beginning of January. The full moon is occurring on the 3rd in your 9th house, so this can see you traveling, and or perhaps starting a new line of study, because you will be impelled, to widen your horizons in some way, either in practical terms, in direct terms by traveling, or widening your spiritual horizon by studying. And the new moon will occur in the 3rd house, as I said before. So on the 18th of January, this is a new beginning in terms of interactions with your closest environment, and also maybe in terms of how you express yourself, how you study, how you apply your mind to things. You might indulge in a hobby involving writing, because your writing skills will be up to par at the moment. Okay, Neptune is going from Pisces to Aries, so from Scorpio's fifth house to the sixth house. In the fifth, maybe you had already discovered that you are able to, you are artistically talented, you can enjoy artistic hobbies, for instance. But on the other hand, probably flirting was a little bit disappointing these last times. But now Neptune is moving on and is going on to the sixth. In the sixth, you should watch for any, health symptoms that can appear, because with Neptune, some health issues can show up that are insidious and not obvious right away. So you'd be well advised, to have a healthy daily schedule and take care of your diet and rest also quite a lot. Uranus is in your seventh still for a few months still in Taurus. And with this, there was an unpredictable side to it, to your partnerships. Probably it wasn't all smooth sailing, so probably some conflicts have appeared. And they might still appear in the next few months. You might also feel that all of a sudden you are a bit fed up with the situation and you feel like taking your independence is not such a bad idea. So cutting up ties and doing something radical about it. Well, these are the last few months where this inclination will manifest itself. So probably being patient and waiting it out is a good idea in this case. Okay, with Chiron in the sixth, this simply reinforces what I just said about Neptune coming into the sixth. So just take care of your health overall. Rest and regular medical checkups are in order. Okay, for Scorpio people now, interesting dates. We can consider that Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Pluto. Mars is the ancient ruler and Pluto is the modern one. So just by looking at Mars, on the 8th we have Venus conjunct Mars, great day for romance and expressing your romantic feelings and just having a good time. On the 9th, the Sun is conjunct Mars, so on the 9th you will know clearly what you have to do. You will be very motivated, very, very self-conscious as well, and very dynamic, okay? Energetic, you go for it. On the 10th, Mars is opposite Jupiter, so it's a day to expand your horizon, to feel more optimistic about the future, to formulate new plans, and also to travel. On the 13th, Mars is squaring Chiron, so it's a day to, well, you can feel a bit tired from the days before, lots of energy expenditure in the days before. You will also feel a little bit irritable and apt to lash out to people because you will feel a bit unsure of yourself with Mars square Chiron. Luckily, it's only for one day. Afterwards, on the 18th, Mercury is conjunct Mars, and with this, you will your communication will be very incisive, and you will go straight to the point. You'll be quite clear about what you have to communicate. And this is a day of efficiency overall. Just try to not be so direct, perhaps. Too much frankness can hurt people, On the 20th, Mars is trining Uranus and sextiling Saturn, so this is a nice day of pleasant surprises and also disciplined work, and all in all, a very balanced day that you can enjoy. On the 23rd, Mars is sextiling Neptune, and with this you will feel a bit weak, perhaps a bit like needing to rest, which you are quite entitled to. You should treat yourself to some rest. Because right afterwards, on the 27th, Mars is conjunct Pluto. A very intense day, when a lot of drama can occur, so just stay out of any danger, please, and don't take any unnecessary risks. On the positive side, you'll be quite energetic and very efficient and able to move mountains, Just don't overdo it, please. Okay, on the other hand, there are some aspects that Pluto receives. So on the 20th, for instance, Venus is conjunct Pluto. So it's a great day for being in love, for expressing your love feelings. But maybe these feelings will be a bit over intense, okay? So maybe not everyone will reciprocate at the same level of intensity. On the 22nd, Mercury will be conjunct Pluto, and you will be preoccupied all day with an idea, with a thought. Things might not be as dark as you paint them right now. So on the positive side, you can be very focused and can study hard and can express yourself with great efficiency. On the 23rd, the Sun is conjunct Pluto, and it's a day to actively tackle a project that is really important for you. It's a day to stand out, because the Sun is like a spotlight on you on the 23rd. You will have more impact than usual, and you will notice people show you respect, because regard you as someone in authority. And on the 27th, as I said, Mars conjunct Pluto, so the most intense day of the week. Prepare for the 27th, rest well in advance, because it will ask a lot of you at this moment. Okay, now on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius has the planets in Capricorn in its second house. So in the second house, it's all about earning money, and also about the way that you value yourself, you esteem yourself. Okay, so with the Sun and Venus and Mercury there in the second, it's all good news about your possible earnings. Okay, probably you see your income rising, and probably a pay raise and or a bonus of some kind at the end of the year bonus. So you should be quite optimistic in this respect. With Mars there, you will hustle a lot in order to gain more. So obviously your efforts will be successful. Afterwards, the planets will move on to Aquarius. This is the third house. So all of a sudden, you will feel like you should get in touch with people. Get in touch, give some news of yourself also, and just communicate overall with your siblings, your neighbors, your friends, your acquaintances, just about everyone. Your mind will be very open and active, and you'll be curious of everything. It will be a very, intellectually lively time. The full moon on the 3rd is occurring in your 8th house. So again, a house also concerned with money, but money that is owed or due to you. So basically, some important sums can exchange hands at this time. And as the full moon has very good aspects overall, you should expect a nice, money, income to reach you. The new moon is happening in the 2nd house on the 18th, so probably a new source of earning, a new source of income. And this is quite welcome also at the moment, because the new moon also makes very nice harmonious aspects. Okay, so financially a very good month overall. Jupiter is in the 8th house, so this is also boding well for any money that people owed you, and for any type of financial exchange. Neptune is going from the 4th to the 5th house, actually going from Pisces to Aries. And before, with Neptune in Pisces, probably some matters at home were still unclear. Probably your relationship to your parents wasn't what it should be. Lots of unspoken, matters were there, weighing heavily upon the family situation. So probably, actually, even your physical home has had to suffer from perhaps water damage, because Neptune rules whatever is fluid and also water. So if this is not the case, anyway, the family situation wasn't clear. Now the fog is lifting a little bit, and maybe the regret and the preoccupation with it all is going to lift as well. Now Neptune moves on to the 5th, and you should discover an artistic hobby for yourself, a creative hobby for yourself, because Neptune can be quite inspired and also romantic. So go out, and probably you will meet a significant other in no time. It's a very romantic month right now, January. Okay, so Uranus has been in your 6th for quite some time, because it's in Taurus, and it is waiting to go into Gemini to to make quite a revolution in your personal relationships. But in the meantime, Uranus is still in the 6th and is involved with revolutionizing your daily habits. Your routine doesn't feel like routine anymore. Your schedule is changing from day to day, and it can be quite an intense schedule as well, to say the least. Okay, now for important days for Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. As I said before, lots of inner planets are going to oppose Jupiter this month. First, on the 9th, Venus is opposing Jupiter. So this is a romantic day to enjoy spending with your loved ones, and also to treat yourself to something nice because it's Venus, and maybe just relax or go out shopping, have a nice time. On the 10th, the Sun is opposing Jupiter. So again, the Sun is like a spotlight, and you should feel more important. People will look up to you. People will listen to you, and you will be able to express yourself as well. And you will know clearly where you want to go, what you want to do with yourself, which is quite important to Sagittarius at any time. On the 10th, Mars is opposing the Sun. So this can be quite a rebellious day. Anyway, an energetic day, to be sure. Quite a lot of energy spent there. And you can perform just great in sports. But on the other hand, you can be looking for trouble at this day. And just don't go around trying to start a quarrel with people, because with Mars, you can be quite easily ignited at this time. On the 14th, Mercury is opposing Jupiter, so it's a day of great communication, lots of exchanges, lots of movement. You will be quite mobile, and new ideas will pop into your head, and you will feel quite alive intellectually. On the 30th and 31st, there are these quincunxes from Mercury and Venus to Jupiter. So some adjustments have to be made in your plans, in your opinions, and also perhaps in your hobbies, because in the way you plan to spend your free time, because this is a quincunx and there is some friction there. So nothing dramatic after all. Okay, Capricorn now. Well, Capricorn has the stellium of inner planets in Capricorn in the 1st house, of course. So this is a month where Capricorn can shine brightly. It is well in the public eye. It is Capricorn people are really respected at this time because they show themselves under their best light. We have Sun here, Venus here, Mercury here, and Capricorn are pleasant to be with, are full of humor, are full of good mood as well. They know where to go. They are very clear and very driven with Mars there. So obviously a great time for Capricorn's January anyway, and this specific January in particular with all these planets grouped together. Afterwards, the Capricorn planets will move on to Aquarius in the 2nd house of Capricorn. So all this very favorable public image of Capricorn and all these efforts will pay off because the 2nd is the house of income, and Venus there, the Sun there, all these planets are actually good omens for a better income. So you can expect a pay rise, a bonus, and also overall you can expect to feel more satisfied with yourself because you really can pat yourself on the back for having done a great job. Okay, more self-confidence is a good thing also for Capricorns. That can be quite modest as well. Okay, so the full moon on the 3rd is happening in your 7th house of partnerships. This full moon, as I said, is at the midpoint of Venus-Mars and widely conjunct Jupiter, so it's a great time to actually meet someone significant. If you're not already in a partnership, you can meet someone, and this promises to be quite a long-lasting relationship. And if you are already in a relationship, this can reinforce it, okay? It is a full moon, it is a sort of culmination, but you are ready to take the next step perhaps, to commit further, or to make it more stable or more publicly recognized, okay? With the new moon happening on the 18th in your first house, it's a matter of self-image. You can change your self-image. Actually, you can affirm yourself more, assert yourself more, and actually, overall it's a great time to be yourself with all your quirkiness that you previously didn't dare to expose. Okay, so people will actually welcome this new you, this new image of you. Uranus is in your fifth house still in Taurus. It's in trine to your sign. So this probably has brought quite a lot of welcome changes in these last few years. And in the next few months, it will still do so. There's still some more of you that you have to bring to the light, to show to the world, you know? Because you have some unexpected resources there that are waiting to be tapped into. And with Uranus in the fifth, you can also discover new hobbies, enjoy yourself more, and actually adopt perhaps some quirky new hobbies as astrology. It is ruled by Uranus after all. Pluto in the second for quite some time will be joined there by the Aquarius planets, and this puts actually the accent on your capacity to earn, on your income. And with Pluto, Pluto expands things, so your capacity to earn will be greatly increased over the years that Pluto is staying in Aquarius. Overall, this is a good thing. Well, Pluto can bring drama whenever it goes, so don't expect it to be really smooth and linear, but overall it is a good thing. Okay, Chiron in the fourth for the rest of 2026. Chiron is in Aries. Will trigger some problems on the home front. Perhaps some family feuds, some family misunderstandings. The need for you to assert yourself more in a family setting also. And there will be some problems with your home and home life. Probably your home doesn't feel so comfortable to you anymore. Maybe you need to expand and don't have all the means yet. But just remember what I said before, your income is gonna do just great. So shortly you will be able to actually get better accommodation and make your home more comfortable as you wish. Okay, now for the most important dates for Capricorn. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, as we know, and on the 15th, Venus is sextiling Saturn, so a very nice day to spend with friends and your loved ones, and also a nice day of leisure. On the 17th, the Sun is sextiling Saturn, so a great day to keep everything well under control, to perform efficiently, and also to make yourself seen and noticed more. On the 19th, Mercury is sextiling Saturn, so it's a good day for communication, for exchanges, for traveling as well. So overall, a day to just exchange with friends and communicate. On the 20th, a sextile of Saturn to Uranus brings some unexpected pleasant surprises that will enliven up your life a little bit. And on the 20th, a sextile from Mars will see you be much more energetic than usual and more of a go-getter, you know, and very efficient at work as well and in sports. So overall, a great month for Capricorn with all these positive aspects. Okay, now for Aquarius. So the planetary stellium in Capricorn that is occurring right now is happening in Aquarius's 12th house. So the 12th house is more concerned with the hidden, side of life. So something is not yet ready to, you're not yet ready to come out with, you know, you're not yet ready to explode on the world scene. So with planets in the 12th house, what you need is to reflect more on your projects, to meditate more on what you want and expect. And, take care of your health, because the 12th house also is concerned with long-term health issues. And with Venus there, you might receive, you know, like messages in your dreams about your hidden wishes that need to come up to the surface. And something is in preparation, as I said. But afterwards, after the third week of January, so now is your time to shine. It will be an anniversary time for the January Aquarius people. And with the stellium there and Pluto also, it will be quite an intense time, if not to say quite a magical time, because we will have this concentration of energies that will see you ready to launch new projects, really with a bang, like really shine brightly. Pluto there in your first house for the long run, for the next like 19 years, will certainly put a pressure on you to change, to transform. It will be a matter of radical transformation of your tastes, of your image, of yourself altogether, of your position in life, But this will unfold over the next like 19 to 20 years. Except that right now, with this stellium in Aquarius at the end of January, it will be one of these moments of when everything speeds up. The transformation accelerates, okay? You will be free to be yourself in all your quirkiness, if you like, and express yourself freely, and actually you'll be free to act, which doesn't happen like any time of the year. Well, unlike what we would like to hope and believe. So take advantage of this specific moment at the end of January, okay? In the meantime, Jupiter is in your 6th, still in Cancer, and in Cancer in the 6th, it means it's protecting your health overall, so your everyday life. Probably you will be tempted to take on more than you can actually carry, because your daily routine should be packed with activities with Jupiter there. Perhaps you have so many, you are tempted to do so much. You are tempted by new activities, new hobbies. Why not? But anyway, or even just work, at your workplace. So you can be quite overwhelmed at the time with Jupiter there, but it won't be feeling too bad. You won't be feeling tired because of it. Just, your schedule will be packed. The other important event this week is the passage of Neptune from Pisces to Aries, which means it will go from your 2nd house to your 3rd house. Okay, in the 2nd house, maybe for quite some time, you must have felt like your income wasn't very stable or secure. You weren't sure of your capacity to earn, according to your wishes or needs. But now Neptune is moving out of that. That leaves Saturn in the 2nd house of income. With Saturn there, you will be quite disciplined and focused still, as you have been actually for the last year. So once the uncertainties connected with Neptune are lifted, you will be free to really, put on the effort in order to gain as much as you can. Also, your self-esteem should be increased at this time, because Neptune is no longer there to undermine it, if you see what I mean. With Neptune in Aries in the 3rd, probably your interactions with your siblings will become a little bit, foggy, and probably some misunderstandings can arise. But this is also a matter for the very long term, so maybe we shouldn't really be concerned about it for the next, for the last week in January, that Neptune is in Aries. Uranus is still in your 4th and still creating a lot of unexpected changes, and perhaps simply a move, actually, moving house. So it's creating a lot of changes in the area of your home and family, and relationships with your parents and so on. It's been there for quite some time. These are the last months that Uranus is there in Taurus, so maybe, the last months where you can still, expect the unexpected in these matters. Moving out is quite likely, but, and has been for the last few years. But obviously it won't concern everybody. It can be also a question of the just, unexpected repairs to be done to the house, or whatever. By definition, Uranus is unexpected. What else should I speak about? So actually the full moon that's happening on the 3rd of January in Cancer occurs in your 6th house. So it's going to be a culmination regarding your daily work schedule or your health issues, okay? Maybe also matters connected to your pets if you have any. It's going to be a very benefic full moon, actually. So you will feel quite motivated to put into practice those New Year resolutions and make a thorough overhaul of your daily routine in order to make it more healthy, and more sustainable. The new moon, so the new beginning, is occurring in your 12th house. So it's a new beginning concerned with the preparation of something to come. You might be wanting to review your strategy for the next year, and actually starting February, because it's going to be quite a new beginning, quite an impressive new beginning in preparation. As I said before, with all those planets in your first house afterwards, end of January and February, you should really give the whole measure of your talents, of your capacities. So prepare well at this time. Okay, now for the significant dates for Aquarius. So Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the modern ruler, and also by Saturn, the ancient ruler, so to speak, the traditional ruler. So let's see. On the 15th, we have Venus sextiling Saturn and trining Uranus. So a very nice day when your affections feel stable, you know what you like, you know what to expect, and you actually spend time in a very pleasant way, perhaps with friends. You don't overexert yourself. You take just the proper, it's the proper balance between rest and work, between work and fun. So it should be a nice, pleasant day, the 15th. On the 17th, the Sun actually makes the same aspects, so a sextile to Saturn and a trine to Uranus. A pleasant day of surprises that are quite welcome, and also of steady, diligent work that will also feel quite productive. On the 19th, it's the turn of Mercury. So Mercury is going to do the same. It's going to perform the same aspects, sextile to Saturn and the trine to Uranus. As I said, this time it's your mental activity that is activated. So you're going to feel focused with the sextile to Saturn, quite able to study and concentrate on a subject, and also convey your message in an efficient way. With the trine to Uranus, actually, it's gonna be about new ideas, new projects, interesting communication. Maybe with a touch of the unexpected there. Saturn itself is sextiling Uranus on the 20th. This is a long-lasting aspect, and quite a strong one actually, even though it's just a sextile. So we should strive to put on some effort in order to make the most of it. Saturn sextile Uranus is the good balance, as I said, between the routine, the predictable, the stable and the conventional, on the one hand with Saturn, and the other hand, the new, the revolutionary, the progressive with Uranus. So we strike just the proper balance, meaning that the new is welcomed and well integrated within our routine, our traditions, our way of doing things. On the 20th also, we have Mars sextiling Saturn and trining Uranus. So there is this triangle made by Mars, Saturn, and Uranus. This is actually promises to be a very good day, because with Mars there, we're going to be energetic, dynamic, feeling our best, and ready to tackle the day, and as I said, it's going to be about disciplined work on one hand, and also striking out a new path with Uranus. So a great day. Please make the most of it, and try, even if you're in holidays, that doesn't stop you from starting a new project. Okay, so this promises to be quite an interesting month for Aquarius. Now for Pisces, last sign of the zodiac. So, starting the month, we have this stellium in Capricorn that occurs in the 11th house for Pisces. 11th house is concerned with your friends, your community, spiritual community, and also with your projects for the future. So with this, all these planets, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, Mars also, all these aspects are really activated. So this promises to be a very social start of the month. Lots of exchanges with friends, spending a lot of quality time with them, and also formulating new projects with imbued with the enthusiasm of the full moon that's occurring in your 5th house this time, in your 5th house of leisure, hobbies, sports, and actually flirting. So a great start of the month overall. Afterwards, the stellium moves on to Aquarius, and Aquarius is the 12th house, which has links with Pisces by its own nature of being the last sign in order of the houses. So with this stellium in Aquarius in the 12th, probably you're gonna get quite inspired. Pisces is anyway, but at this time in particular. And these planets being in Aquarius, you're gonna receive, download quite a lot of eccentric inspiration, quite a lot of new and surprising and out of the common way ideas that you will try to make the most of when your birthday month comes afterwards. Okay, so while these planets are in your 12th house, it's a time of meditating and just receiving inspiration. You don't have to do anything actively. Just be ready, be on the lookout for inspiration coming from your everyday experiences, actually. And it's a good time to rest as well, because afterwards life will become more intense once all these planets cross over into Pisces. The new moon occurs in the 11th, which furthermore stresses the message that I gave you before, while the stellium was in Capricorn in the 11th house. So with the new moon, maybe it's a good idea to start perhaps a program of seeing your friends. Perhaps you could agree doing things together, starting a new project together, or just settling on a regular schedule of seeing each other, because this is important, to keep contacts with friends. In the meantime, what's going on in the overall picture, in the stable landscape that's created by the heavy planets? So we have Uranus in your 3rd, which means quite, quirky also communication, lots of traveling, small travels actually, on a small distances, but quite a lot of them. So an overall dynamism that was there for the last few years with Uranus, and will still be while Uranus is in Taurus, which means your mind is very active and you are overall very busy. Huh? Afterwards, it will settle a little bit because Uranus will move on to your 4th house. Chiron is still in Aries for the whole of 2026, meaning it's still in your 2nd house. And with this, perhaps you think that your income is not quite up to par, is not quite up to expectations, and that actually makes you suffer somehow, because you feel that you should be worth more. You should strive to earn more. It's not always a matter of your own, capacities and qualities. While Chiron is there, you should try to make the most of it and try to go easy on yourself, okay? With Pluto in the 12th, well, I shouldn't even discuss this because it's a very long-term influence that will be there for the next 20 years or so. But with Pluto in the 12th, it's something is lurking in the background, maybe in your subconscious, and working on those hidden psychological aspects could be a good idea for you for the next long term, as I said. Saturn and Neptune at the beginning of the month are still in your 1st house, and that was the case since actually a few years back, but they are together since last spring in 2025, and that probably felt quite heavy on your spirits overall. With Saturn, there's this responsibility that can feel crushing at times, and with Neptune there is this uncertainty, that together with Saturn can be a bit dispiriting, as I said. So probably 2025 has been quite a difficult year, that also made you discover your own resilience. Huh? This is the good side of it. And now that Neptune is going over to Aries, that this uncertainty should lift. You are still left with Saturn for a little bit till February. So in this month of January, matters will still feel quite serious, and you will still feel a bit burdened with all these responsibilities, as I said. But overall, this was like a test of strength of character in your case. Probably you passed with brio. And now both of these planets, Saturn and Neptune, are preparing to move over to Aries, which they will do in February. And you will see life overall will feel much lighter. Okay, so January is the last few meters of this long run that was quite difficult for you. Okay, and you have all my sympathy. Now both of them are moving over to Aries, so it will be Aries' turn, including myself. Okay, now for the specific dates for Pisces. So Pisces is ruled by Neptune as modern ruler and by Jupiter as traditional ruler. Okay, so in this case, we see that Venus is opposite Jupiter on the 9th. This should be a great day of expansive feelings, joy, merriment, shopping, going a little bit overboard because with the good things, because you just feel like having a good time. And you're right. We should. And afterwards, on the 10th, we have the Sun opposite Jupiter, and again, lots of enthusiasm, lots of good news, perhaps, and lots of new projects as well. You can start a trip, going on a trip at this date. At the same time, we have Mars opposite Jupiter, so you will feel quite energetic. Actually, try not to overdo it, even if you feel like you're capable of moving mountains. Try to take it easy nonetheless, and manage, your forces well. Afterwards, on the 14th, Mercury is opposite Jupiter, so another day of good news, of lots of movement, lots of exchanges, and perhaps discover new ideas, having nice intellectual experiences as well. Great day for studying and passing an exam as well, just saying. Also, on the 15th, we have, not on the 15th. We have Mercury square Neptune that I didn't talk yet. This happens on the 1st of January. So this can be quite a foggy day for Pisces. You can feel quite inspired, but your ideas won't be clear yet. Okay, you could feel that something is there, like the germ of an idea, of an inspiration, but it will develop over the days to come. Afterwards, Venus will be sextiling Neptune on the 17th, and this can be quite a romantic day. You could feel more sentimental, overall, more easily touched by emotions, by artistic experiences, and it's a great day to express your love to someone. On the 19th, the Sun is sextiling Neptune, and you will be a little bit on the spotlight, in the public eye, You can express yourself to the public, you can decide on starting new projects. So a very good day, actually, to take advantage of. On the 20th, Mercury is sextiling Neptune, so again, inspiration, lots of communication, meetings and reunions. Is quite a social day, really. And on the 23rd, Mars is sextiling Neptune. Not a day to exert yourself too much, because you could feel a little bit tired. But on the other hand, you will strike just the proper balance of energy and rest at the same time. Okay, so with this, we discussed about each sign in turn. You could see that the beginning of 2026 looks very favorable, actually, for everyone. So really, I invite you to make the most of it, of this month to come. Try to navigate this roller coaster of emotions that is to come in as good a way as possible. And actually, I'm looking forward to hear from you. Maybe you can communicate to us all how you spent your January. What kind of projects did you set for yourself for next year? And actually, I'm also looking forward to do the forecasts to come for you on this channel. So I wish you all a very merry 2026. May you all be in great health in order to be able to do whatever your heart desires, and accomplish all of your wishes in the next year. Bye-bye.